Hi and welcome to Mountains for Everybody channel. Today I want to show you two interesting backpacks, one from Deuter and the other from Osprey. So this is about my comparison text that I have here in the site, and the title is Deuter Aircontact Core 50+10 versus Osprey Atmos AG LT 65 pack. So the long title, but you realize this is about two specific backpacks, one from the Core series of Deuter and the other from Atmos AG LT series. Now these two backpacks are shown here in the picture in my post, and you can see how they look from the front. It happens that the color is nearly the same, but actually these backpacks are available in several different colors, just to know. The Osprey Aircontact Core, Deuter Aircontact Core is this backpack here on the right, and the Atmos AG LT from Osprey is this backpack. Now, why would I compare these two? So you realize from the numbers that the volume is quite similar. 65 in the case of the Osprey and 60 in the case of Deuter's pack. And these are backpacks obviously from two top brands in this industry. And it's interesting that both of them were launched actually last year, so they appeared on the market more or less at the same time. And there is yet another interesting detail here. If you follow Deuter, you know that Aircontact series has been around for many years with many subgroups, but last year they launched three completely new, and my feeling is that those will remain for the time being, and Core is one of them. They also have Ultra and X backpacks. I want to point out that this because Core actually is by features somewhere in the middle between X backpacks and Ultra. On the other hand, if you go to Osprey and check this LT subgroup within Atmos and Aura AG, you realize that these are again backpacks that are with fewer features compared to standard Osprey and Aura AG. Both brands have backpacks in different versions for men and women. In the case of Osprey, this is Aura, and for Deuter, this is you will see letters SL, which means slimline in the name. These backpacks have a number of similarities, and I have listed some of them here. So you have adjustable torso length in both backpacks, but the design is completely different. In the case of Osprey, you have a ladder type design, which they introduce now in practically all of their backpacks. On the other hand, in Deuter's Aircontact Core backpack, you have a continuous type torso adjustment. You will see in the pictures below. The carry weight recommended, maximum carry weight recommended for both backpacks is similar, 40 pounds for Osprey or 18 kilograms and 44 pounds or 20 kilograms for Deuter. So more or less similar. They are both Blue Sign approved and made from nylon. Formally, these backpacks are of the same type with floating and removable lid. Both have also internal frame, and they come with rain cover included. Regarding the weight, they are more or less in the same group. Osprey packs is a bit lighter, you will see more below. And here are the backpacks now I wanted to show you this picture because here you can see the suspension, and it's completely different in these two backpacks. You will see some details below. And now about most important differences from my perspective and my rating. I wish to stress that these days I was carrying both of these backpacks on purpose with the same load. So I had exactly the same stuff inside for winter camping, food, water and so on, and the weight was around 11 kilograms, so around 25 pounds maximum. And I did it again on purpose to see, to have a feeling which works better for me. And here I have, in this table, which is quite long, I have listed some features and gave my rating for each of them. So regarding ventilation, of course, I give thumb up for Osprey Atmos AG LT because this is a ventilated design. I will show you all these features, but just to have a look here how many of them I have listed. So it is actually 11, and the overall score when you see them is 5 for Deuter and 6 for Osprey. So from this perspective they are my rating is very close. But let me now show you some of these actually all of these features that are listed here in the table, and to understand why I gave plus or minus or thumb up or down for one backpack or for another. So in the case of Osprey, you have the best possible ventilation that you can imagine in a backpack. So it's not only about the back panel which you see here. The backpack is completely separated from the body, so you can put your hand in between. You have lots of space here, but it's also about ventilated hip belt. So all the way from the top to here you have continuous mesh, and when you spread these the hip belt and when you put the backpack on, then tension is created in all this mesh and you have indeed ventilation everywhere. So from this perspective, this is a big plus for Osprey. There is nothing absolutely better on the market. Only Osprey has several other backpacks from the Atmos and Aura series, of course, which are with the same design. Regarding the pockets, both backpacks have 6. So quite a standard set. You have 2 hip belt pockets, 2 side pockets, 1 huge pocket on the front and 1 lead pocket. But I give advantage here to Osprey, as you see, because of several reasons. For example, hip belt pockets in the Osprey are much larger. The front pocket is also larger, but it is also with a buckle on the front, so when you put something inside, it's secure in the place. Then side stretch mesh pockets are simply gigantic. I was carrying 1.5 liter water, and when I put it in the pocket, you simply don't see it. It's so deep. And the lead pocket in the Osprey backpack is also larger. Regarding shoulder harness comfort, this is another parameter feature that I discuss, and I give thumb up to Osprey. Or I of course like Osprey more. When I was carrying the weight, it was more pleasant with the Osprey backpack. The straps here are a bit wider in the Osprey backpack, and also this padding is softer. When I was carrying Deuter backpack, I felt a bit uncomfortable with those shoulder straps that are narrower, and also the foam is harder. Regarding hip belt design, when it is about design itself, nothing can be compared with what you have here in Osprey Atmos AG LT. Only the standard Atmos and Aura backpacks from Osprey have the same feature. So it's completely ventilated, it's beautifully designed, and you also have ventilation, as I said, but it's not all. Actually, the hip fins that you have in Osprey, I have a picture here, these hip fins here are actually adjustable. There is a Velcro connection here, so you simply break it, and then you move this hip fin forward and backward to a position that suits you best. On the other hand, when you see the Osprey hip belt, these fins actually are quite short. They were not short for me, so it worked perfect for me. But I'm sure that for people with a bigger body size, these hip fins are actually too short. So of course I give for the hip belt design, I give plus to Osprey, but the situation here is far from simple. Actually, the Deuter backpack works better for me when I carry weight. There is something in the Osprey backpack that doesn't make it so comfortable regarding the hip belt. Namely, the frame that goes around ends up here on the bottom behind the hip belt, and it is actually connected here to the hip belt. And when the backpack is on, I feel these parts on the two sides, so it is on the back of my body, and I feel these parts of the hip belt, and I feel uncomfortable. And with more weight, actually, you feel it more. It's interesting that I have seen some other people also mentioning this, and from some reports, very experienced people. I myself have almost 40 years of experience in carrying backpacks. So again, for me, Osprey hip belt works better. There is no doubt for me again that it is better for heavier load. You have this massive lumbar padding, which is almost like a pillow, and look, this padding on the hip belt. But I wish to stress that what works better for me is not necessarily better for you. It is absolutely essential that you try both backpacks and with load, and then you will get some feeling which is better for you. Squeaking. Well, this is something that it seems you cannot avoid in backpacks with trampoline style tension mesh. So in the Osprey backpack, indeed, you have this annoying sound. If you're sensitive, you would perhaps rather go for Deuter backpack because it is completely quiet, it is completely different design. So this is a backpack where the backpack actually stays close to body, and you are in contact with this padding here, which is again with some ventilation, but it's not, it's far from what you have in the Osprey backpack. But squeaking may be issue for some people, and I have seen actually many people complaining about it, not only about this Deuter LT backpack, Osprey LT backpack, but also many other backpacks from the same brand that I have, trampoline style mesh. Overall weight carry comfort, it's a bit strange, but I give my thumb up to Deuter, although indeed I like more what I have in Osprey backpack. Shoulder harness is definitely better for me in the Osprey backpack, but the hip belt from Deuter works better for me. So this is where I give advantage to Deuter backpack. Access. Both backpacks have two access points. So these are top loading backpacks. You have lead under and the collar underneath it. So this is the main access point. But in the case of Osprey, you also have one J-shaped zipper on the left side, which is not so practical for me. It is under straps that you have on the side, and then you practically don't see it. If you don't look, you may miss noticing it. So I don't use it at all. It's basically only the top axis. On the other hand, in the case of Deuter Aircontact Core 50+10 backpack, you have a true bottom compartment with zipper, and then inside you have divider between the two compartments with very good strong zipper. So these two inner compartments are completely separated, but you can unzip it and have one single big compartment. So definitely this design for me is much better. I mean, design in the Deuter backpack. Pivoting shoulder straps. If you go to the table, you see I give advantage here to Deuter, and with a good reason. In the Deuter backpack, the shoulder harness attaches so that straps can move. This is a pivoting design. They call it vari flex. So when you put the backpack on your body, the harness adjusts itself to your body size. This is not probably very important for me because I'm not a big size, but for bigger users this may be very important, because in the case of Osprey, this is fixed. You can see it here. But in the case of Deuter, these straps actually pivot, so they adjust automatically to your body width, to say it this way. Volume to weight ratio. Osprey backpack is lighter, as you see, around 4 pounds or 1.8 kilograms. Deuter backpack is smaller, but it is heavier, 4.8 pounds or 2.2 kilograms roughly. So for Osprey it is 35 liters per kilogram volume to weight ratio, and you have 28 liters per kilogram in the Deuter backpack. So obviously Osprey is better in this sense. It's relatively lighter and absolutely lighter. But you have seen this massive padding on the hip belt of Deuter backpack, and also the inner divider between the two compartments. And this divider is with a zipper, so this is an extra feature that you don't have in Osprey. And these extra features, both of them that I mentioned, actually add weight. So there is some reason behind this bigger weight of the volume of the Deuter backpack. Regarding lidless use, both backpacks have a floating lid and you can remove the lid. But in the case of Deuter, what is left after that looks really ugly. You have a collar with a top compression strap, so you can cinch the backpack from above. But it's not real. It's something that I would never do, because it's completely open from above. No rain protection at all, and it looks simply ugly. On the other hand, in the case of Osprey backpack, you have actually integrated flap that is with the buckles that match the buckles on the front of the backpack that are normally used for the lid. So you can completely close the backpack even when you remove the lid, and it looks good. It looks just like a shorter backpack. This backpack also has top compression strap, just to know, underneath this integrated flap. Regarding the price, in Europe the price is practically the same. You may be lucky to find some seller with some discount, but more or less the same. But from what I have seen on the US market, the Deuter backpack is more affordable. So this is about the features that I listed here in the table and you see 5 out of 11 for Deuter, 6 out of 11 for Osprey backpack. But in spite of this, for heavier load, I would choose Deuter. Although I really like Osprey backpack more. There is no way to know which is better for you unless you try. And again, you have to try it under heavy load. So this is all I wanted to say here. Again, I have tested these backpacks and I will have soon my video reviews about both of them separately. Thank you for watching. Please follow the link below the video so you can come here and read this text in detail. Subscribe to my channel if you find this presentation useful and give me also a like. This will help.